All right, thank you.
So I'm deaf in this ear, I should warn you. Oh, okay, so I will be heard what you say anyway. We're gonna be very well.
John was knitting.
Nancy and I met the last time we were here. Where are you from?
Boston, I'm in a firm called Ferreirra and Hurley. I work closely with Debra A.
Yes.
That's why I'm here for support.
George,
How are you?
goes beyond 4:30. Yeah. So just hold on to us next to the machine for the for their. Right.
To say, so
One of them.
it's really helped me put perspective on things. Expectations. No.
So what Chuck and Screw were the.
We were just giving a room. We so communications
I did not.
just sent out pretty good.
I was here, I'll could, but I'm gonna wait until it starts. I could stay in.
There is. But, you know, I only just got involved, so it's not like that. So what I did was I would, you know, just personally email all these people saying,
They have
just
all
personally noting them, I could send out like 50 of them. It was so in terms of not being, I was personally invited, and so did Joan Meschino. It's just, yeah, it was you know, people were invited.
It's all Jay, we said. We're trying to make it up.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's good to see you. How you doing? How are you? Justice Fabric. Many, many years ago. It's so nice to see you. Good to see you. I work with Debra. Okay, I appreciate that. Yes. Good to see you. Great to see you. That's a good idea. They should, right?
Welcome back. Did you miss us?
I did. I was just thinking the room seemed bigger in my memory.
Welcome back. Oops, sorry. Boy, everything else good? Cool, great. Don't feel bad. No, it's not go. Hi, Judge. Hi, Judge. How are you? How are you? And my wife watched this yesterday, so I gotta wear it. It's kind of subtle. It's not that I only wear those to court. Yeah. Only with my favorite judge? Which one's that? Oh, it's only one.
Next time I'm on the bench.
It's whoever's sitting there at that moment.
We're just waiting for Councilor Devane.
We get it.
Should wait a couple more minutes for Councilor Devane. Oh, really?
Not bad, Terry. How are you?
Guy 100 years old.
You're young. You're young.
Let's put it this way, if I got on the bench, I wouldn't have long to serve. Unless I got recalled.
You're talking to the wrong person.
Good afternoon. I'll let you know. Good afternoon. My name is Christopher Iannella Jr. I will chair this hearing. This hearing that was suspended, the initial hearing is November 1st. What we will do is I'm going to make a very brief statement. I wasn't going to make a statement, but I decided this morning that I would make a statement. After that, we will hear if I mentioned this to the nominee yesterday, I had a conversation with her. If she would like to make a statement, my understanding is she may not, but if she wants to, she can. In addition, I know there's people here who are supporters of yours who've also mentioned to me that they may want to say a few words. So if there's one or two people who would like to say something, we will entertain that. And then if there is anyone in opposition, we will hear from them. And then after that, we will hear questions from the council. So very briefly, let's set the record straight. honesty, integrity. There's nothing more important. Let me tell you this. November 1st, we had a hearing. I chaired that hearing. I, and no one else, set that date and time of the hearing. No one. I had full authority to set the date and the time of the hearing. As you know, we then suspended the hearing because I believe one or two, I think it was two counselors had asked you questions, and there were more counselors who wanted to ask you questions. And I think, if my memory serves me correct, I said we'll come back. I think it was 1 o'clock, but don't hold me to that. And we had another hearing at 1:30. A nominee for the Pittsfield District Court, and that was at 1:30. At the conclusion of your hearing, and what surprises me, to be totally honest and transparent, I told the nominee this. I told her everything. There's no hidden agenda here. After the hearing, some, not all, counselors, and it happened quickly, came up to me. They had some concerns. Number one, we had a nominee from Pittsfield. It's a long way from Boston. That was at 1:30. There was no way we would get to that nominee at 1:30, and more likely than not, we wouldn't get to the nominee that entire day. Okay? It just wouldn't happen. Okay? Because I told the nominee this. I'm going to be, again, like I said, I want to stress this. The counselors had concerns. They had concerns with your lack of trial experience. Those were concerns they had. And those concerns were conveyed to me. They also had concerns with your lack of criminal experience. And those concerns were relayed to me. In addition, counselors were concerned about the process. How the JNC, how you got here initially. It was something that usually does not happen. I can't recall it ever happening again. And so because of that, we all decided, I shouldn't say we all, people asked me if we could continue the hearing. I made that decision, not one counselor other than me. So if anyone has a problem with continuing the hearing, and I continued it to November 29th, don't blame these counselors, blame me if you have a problem. I have the sole authority, I exercised that authority, no one put any pressure on me. I did it myself. I thought it was the right thing to do. And to be honest with you, I didn't think you did a great job at that hearing. And I think I conveyed that to you outside this door. And I told you the reasons why we're going to continue. So any other reason, and what got me a little whatever, I got calls from supporters of yours who are giving a different reason why we continue that hearing. Guess what? It's not false, it's 100% false. I'm not part of that game. I'm not part of that game. To suggest otherwise, I don't like it. That was the only reason this hearing was continued, because of me and because of what I just said. I continued the hearing to November 29th. So why didn't we have a hearing on November 29th? Because the governor's office continued the November 29th hearing. The governor's office, not me. I got a call from the governor's office. Can we change the hearing to December 6th? I assume, but I do not know, that before they called me, they contacted you. I don't know that, but they're calling me. Is it okay if we change it to December 6th? They didn't say November 15th, November this. They wanted more time. For whatever reason, it was continued. And I said, okay. I did not consult with anyone about that December 6th date on the council. The governor's office asked me. I have a good rapport with them. I didn't ask questions. And that's why the meeting is scheduled for today. So I hope I made myself clear. This body takes every nominee, every hearing really, really seriously. They will either vote up or down on your qualifications and nothing else. Believe me, I've been here long enough to know that. So I hope if you have supporters, I don't mind them calling you, but don't suggest any of you who called, some are in the room today, that we continue this hearing for any other reason. Those are the reasons why we continue this hearing. I hope that's sufficient with everybody. Thank you. At this point, like I indicated to you, we spoke for the first time yesterday since, I think since the hearing, maybe once before that. If you would like to make a statement, you do not have to. You indicated maybe you don't want to give a statement, but you'd be more than happy if you can take as long as you want, if you want to give a statement.
Thank you, I appreciate it, Counselor, and I appreciate your statement today. I don't want to give another statement. I think the letter that I sent in interim was my way of communicating with you all in the time that we had in the first hearing today. And so I know that I emailed it to all of you, and I hope you will consider that, you know, somewhat of a supplement to the personal statement I made back on November 1st.
Okay, thank you. And I think I know the answer, but I just want to give you the courtesy. Is there anyone here who would like to speak on that?
I do know that my state representative, Joan Meschino, would like to say a few words. I'm happy to have her do that.
Thank you. We'll hear from the representative who I did have a conversation with.
Well, thank you, and I'm actually here with my community as well, by partisan support. So it was me that called, and I had a nice chat with Counselor. I made the mistake of reading the paper, but you know, I saw some reporting, and I just thought I would pick up the phone directly, introduce myself as a freshman representative to my counselor, and just to express some support. And he invited me to come in today to address you directly, just to share with you that this is a candidate who I happen to know. She's in my district, but I happen to also know her personally. I know the law firm that she comes from, Ferreirra and Hurley, and I know her reputation in the legal community as a lawyer licensed now 23 years myself. And I just wanted to share with you that this is a candidate that I believe has the true character and fitness, the intellect and the demeanor, and really the temperament to be a fine judge for our Commonwealth. And when I think about these things, I think about it as the people who are going to be appearing before her, who would appear before her each and every day. She will give thoughtful, attentive consideration. And I'm happy to talk more about her fine qualifications. I think they speak for herself. But let me assure you that if she is a member of Ferreirra and Hurley, that is a firm with exceptional ethic and quality of legal practice. And if they've invited her to be a member of their firm, then that says volumes in the legal community. And I think about it, as I said, from the individual's perspective, the person who will be appearing before her. And as I said, she has the intellect, the temperament, and the thoughtfulness to be a fine judge and to administer justice on behalf of the Commonwealth. I'm going to turn it over to my colleague.
Mr. Chairman, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Governor's Councilors. Thank you for letting me have the opportunity to speak. For what it's worth, Mr. Chairman, I never heard any of that. I spoke to numerous people on the council as well as the governor's office, and everyone said the reason I didn't even ask why. They just happened to mention ran out of time, which is I think is the facts of the case, and hopefully it does. Any thing that happens in State House News, we all are victims of that every once in a while. So hopefully that doesn't bias anything.
They thought you wanted representative?
I'm a Republican. They I get all sorts of interesting things written about me in the press. So at least I'm not on the Senate side. But I'm here to speak just from a personal standpoint. Debbie's brother is one of my best friends, so I know the family. I know Debbie personally from a social aspect, but more from a charity aspect. The family does a ton for charity. Debbie does a ton for charity. They're very good people. They're good quality people. They help others. They are giving. They're selfless. They're kind. It's the sort of person that you want as a judge. The family grew up. Their father was a union worker, injured on a job, disabled for the rest of his life. I hope I'm not sharing too much, but they're on welfare and they suffer. And they understand what it's like to not be born with a silver spoon in their mouth. And I think that means something when we're picking our judiciary. I think we need to have judges up there that can relate to all the people of the Commonwealth. She succeeded. She's done extremely well. She's very, very smart. She went to NYU, School of Law, got all sorts of crazy, reviews and awards and everything like that. But she put herself through. She was there on scholarships and government aid and worked her way through. I mean, that's the sort of person we want. We want the person who's willing to pull themselves up by the bootstraps, but we also want the person that has the compassion, the ability to look at these people that are coming forward and understand where they've been and what put them in this circumstance. That life hasn't been given to them on a silver platter, and maybe there were extenuating circumstances that led toward the crime or led to the situation. Every situation is different, and we need to have people in the judiciary, people of that power, have the authority to be able to look at someone and look at not just the facts of the case, but the humanity, all the incident circumstances, every aspect of it, and also understand that we're human. People make mistakes. We want to have someone who can have the intellect, but also the emotion to be a good judge and make good decisions. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Do any of the councilors have input? Councilor Kennedy.
First of all, I want to reiterate what Councilor Iannella said about what happened at the first hearing. It was reported that it was continued for some other reason, and frankly, we were all stunned by that. Because we had a very brief conversation as we were going out there for a quick lunch about we have the other people coming up at 1:15, it's now 12:30. We're not going to get through with her today. They came from Pittsfield. And we didn't think it was, one of the big reasons was we didn't think it was fair to make all those people come all the way back from Pittsfield. But what I wanted to just touch on with you, and it's no secret, I've talked to the nominee about this, I've talked to different folks who called me about this over the last few weeks, is the process. The process that she went through to get sitting in that chair. You would agree with me that it's important that the process be transparent.
Yes.
And you would agree with me that it's important that the process be fair.
Of course.
This particular nominee, and she seems like I spoke to her, I've spoken to a lot of people, said a lot of things, very, very intelligent. She's certainly very, very nice. I have some issues with respect to one part of her qualification I'm going to address with her. I have a chance to ask her some questions. But the process that was used to get her here was very different than any nominee I've seen in the 7 years I've been here. It seemed like it was a shortcut. Do you think that's how our government should work? Taking shortcuts like that?
No.
May I actually address
Sure.
that? So I am actually an attorney licensed in Massachusetts, and
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
I love being a lawyer. And I actually have been on the Women's Bar Association, and I've participated in vetting candidates and making recommendations. And I remember when Governor Romney put forward this idea of transparency and changed the Judicial Nominating Commission process slightly to really try to elevate the process. And the way I've always understood it was that as you apply, you go through and you are vetted by your peers, and then you come out as in a pool of candidates that then the governor's legal counsel, in this case Lompovich, will select 3. So they always give them a diverse pool of exceptionally qualified candidates. And trust me, to get through the JNC, and right now it's
But she didn't go through the regular JNC.
She did, and so she come out of the process. She didn't get elevated, and in the quest for a qualified, diverse pool of candidates for you to consider and vet, I think that it's important that everyone understand that the governor's legal counsel went back to a prior pool and pulled that forward. And that's the way I understood it, and she can address it in more detail herself. But you don't get to this point without significant vetting by your peers, and you can certainly address any qualifications, but I think it's important that everybody understand that all the governor's legal counsel did was go back and look at the prior pool and elevate that to make sure you had the best choices. To make sure you had the best choices as you consider who we put on our bench. And so that, I think, is unusual to go back to prior pool. I can't remember it happening in the past. But it's not the first time it's happened, and I feel like it was one of the first things that happened under Governor Romney was he did something very similar. So you can corroborate with Governor's legal counsel to see if that happened,
But I'm gonna address that with them.
May I? Sure. Councilor, I was gonna say, I've discussed this with several of the councilors as well. And I believe, I agree with you from the standpoint of, I think the process was a little different than normal, from the standpoint of the separate pool for the SJC, and things along those lines. But I guess I would look at it from the standpoint of, I don't want to necessarily punish a good judge, candidate for the fact that, Governor's Council was putting together this separate pool and asked this person to put their name in, and it went through that process. And just because that it's somewhat skewed, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, and I understand your concerns, and I agree with your concerns from the standpoint of all right, why are we doing this? Maybe this is something that we should address so it doesn't happen in the future. But I would hate to see a great candidate disqualified because she was asked, she had gone through the JNC process, before, and she'd been asked by Monpovich to apply to this, and it went through this different process. Not in a, it's not like it's an illegal process. It's not like it's a backdoor process or anything along those lines. It was a fine process, and out of that, they said, all right, we're elevating for the SJC, but we're also doing this over here. Is it different? Yes. Is it something that should be addressed and we should discuss? I think definitely yes. But that being said, because it happened that way, I would hate to punish a good candidate. Wasn't like her master plan. She's not this, diabolical master criminal that said, all right, this is how I'm going to get here and avoid the JNC system, and this is my one chance to backdoor, the process. I don't think that was the intent. I think it was one of those things she, in good faith, was asked by Mr. Povich to put in, and all of a sudden it came out, and then then the governor nominated her for this. So I think that's what's great about having the Governor's Council. I mean, that's what makes Massachusetts so great, is that you guys then have the final say of vetting, for what that's worth. Thank you.
I take it at face value that there was not shenanigans going on, so to speak. There was a different process. But what about the appearance? And what about the appearance to other people, to the public, to other people that are applying for judgeships? Just the way it looks. I mean, do you think that's right?
Well, I think that's one of the
public, the way it appears that other people are trying to go through the normal process, that they other qualified candidates, equally qualified candidates.
Well,
looks like a shortcut.
I can't say how it will look to every single other person out there.
Don't you think the public how it appears to the public is important as well?
I think public transparency and openness and honestness, and I think that's what's great about this council discussing this. I think it's great that we're having this out there and we're discussing it, and it's it's one of these things that I believe should be addressed. I just don't think this person should necessarily be punished because the process that was set up is wrong, or has a appearance of impropriety, where I don't think there was anything inappropriate about it. I think it was perfectly legal. I think it was perfectly respectable. I don't think it was a backdoor. So if someone's going to take that leap to assume that this was all done as a set,
I'm not saying it was bad.
No. I'm just saying if people are going to take that leap, and that's if that's the concern, is that people feel that this was a shortcut and a leap, then we need to make sure that we address that going forward, and make sure that if that is a problem, that it doesn't happen again. But I don't think we can, we can't put the genie back in the bottle on this particular case.
Why can't you go back up, go through the regular process, renominate and bring it? Why not?
You're gonna give me that power, I can do that. But
No, I'm saying you can't put the genie back in the bottle, and you can go through the normal process so that it appears appropriate to the public and to the other folks that are going through this process.
Well, I think you don't want to do things just for appearance. I think I mean, seriously. I mean, if that was purely the right thing to do, or if there was something circumnavigated and there was a backdoor and it was cut and it wasn't clean and it wasn't honest and it wasn't, it was done to, to deliberately circumnavigate the system, I'm 100% with you. But that wasn't the case. This person got put forth and has gone through all of this. I mean, this is you're putting your life on hold. It's affecting your business. All of this, and to say, well, sorry, although it's not your fault at all, we're going to rip this whole thing up, and you have to start back again. And it's hurt your practice because your clients are saying, all right, well, I'm not gonna retain this person because she's up for a judgeship. It's been in the press. All those sort of things, and then you're going to start the whole process over for another year. Put it this way, I don't care what it is. I know I wouldn't do it again, and then we'd end up losing a great potential jurist. We have a shortage of great jurists. We need phenomenal jurists. I am not. I'm married to one, but she is a.
We're talking about great judges. Of course, we're talking about Judge Hinkle and Judge.
Of course.
So, but we need it, and so just having, and I guess, and I'm passionate from the standpoint of, I would hate to lose the opportunity to have someone that could be great serving on the bench. My wife would be great serving on the bench.
But we're looking forward to
but I'm only a state rep, so I make $62,000 a year. I can't have her take the pay cut to go on the bench. So I don't know, and the sacrifice of going into public service. I know what it means to be a public servant. Right? Having people that are great and smart and have the ability to make a ton of money, but instead they put public service above the money and above all the other issues and all the trappings and unlimited vacations and everything like that of being a major partner in a law firm, and then instead going forward and doing the right thing and being able to sit in front of people and day in and day out and hear things and take it in and help people and make the right decisions and agonize over the decisions for not a great, it's better than it was, but still not a great pay, given their level of education and expertise and ability. I think it would be a shame to throw that away because someone else put this person through a process that may or may not have been as clean as it should be. And I think in the future we should.
It's a different process.
Different. Okay. But I think in the future, let's make sure that it doesn't happen again. Let's meet with counsel. I mean, if we need to, I don't know if it's something legislative we have to do. I'd be happy to sit with you. I know we screw everything up. So thank you very much, Council.
Councilor Casey.
Nice to see you, Representative. We can speak about
Thank you.
this issue. Just a couple of things that I want to, and I will be hearing from the nominee. She starts asking questions, and I've heard the word why she be punished, and someone else put her through the process. I mean, this council has voted to confirm nominees to Superior Court with similar backgrounds. She's a little light on litigation, but we'll get to that and give her a chance to respond to that. So it's not a matter of qualifications necessarily, but the issue here is, and I had a conversation with a couple of my colleagues Tuesday night before this nominee first. Hey guys, this is an application for the Supreme Judicial Court. That started a dialogue on this, as you can well imagine. And the problem that I have is somebody who's in the trial court on a regular basis, by no means a big firm or plus firm, a law firm that had 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. But the problem I have is that we have two kinds of applications. We have an application from the appellate court, which is a different altogether application than we would for somebody who comes to the trial court. And there's a reason for that, because some people should be on the appeal court who would be terrible trial court judges. And I think all practitioners can appreciate that. So that's one of the issues that we're struggling with. And to Councilor Kennedy's point, there is a way to move forward, and we'll probably have more discussion about it. Maybe we should go back to square one. It's not punishing anybody. It's not abusing anybody. It's not somebody who make it sound like somebody was dragged through, a process to get here. When nominees apply, they know what they're signing up for. Some very, very
who never get, applicants who never get to sit in the chair. They're wonderful people, they're generous people, they're good family people, they're highly qualified, they're highly educated. But by the time they're done making it through this process, which is a gauntlet for some who wait on the vine for 16, 17 and a half months before they get nominated, you worry about putting practice on them. And some of those folks, okay, because they attack us every day we walk in the courts, waiting. So that's the problem. The problem that I think speaking for myself, is the ends don't justify the means. It can't be that way. So, I've got to have an open mind, but you have to understand what we have in front of us here. We have somebody who said, I want to play professional baseball. They didn't make the team, and they pick up the phone and they call somebody and says, I want to play a different professional sport. And it's not the same sport. It doesn't take the same skills. I guess that's what he has to do, is drill down and see if this nominee has the same skills. I don't know if I'm even, I don't know if I'm comfortable at the end of the day understanding what went on in this case, and attributing no fault, but it certainly could have been handled better, to say the least. That's what we have to deal with. We have constituents to answer to, we have colleagues to answer to who say, how did this person ever get there? They never filled out a Superior Court trial court application, and as we sit here today, that has never happened. Okay, so that's what we have to deal with. I just want you folks to appreciate that. I appreciate you coming in. Whenever we have representatives come in, it's nice to see them, it's nice to hear from them. Representative Kuros had the unfortunate experience of coming in one particular hearing, so I'm glad he didn't scare you back up. I think it was Judge Heffernan. He was all by himself, so it's good to come in pairs.
Exactly.
Exactly. On both sides of the aisle, he's very messed up. But I just want to put that on the table because, this is a different process, yes, to your point, Representative Dooley. Is it a better process? I don't think so, because we're grappling with all these problems. And I think the cure might be more on the lines of what Councilor Kennedy suggested.
Thank you. Thank you for your remarks. I really, that was what actually brought me in, was just, we had a wonderful conversation, and just, your chair did express all of that to, at least to me, as well. But I did feel like it was important enough to come in and make sure that at least somebody said to you that I do believe that this is the candidate who can cross that boundary. Your valid concerns notwithstanding, and I'm sure that you'll do the work that you're here to do, and you'll do it well. So I hope you'll give her the proper benefit, and we appreciate it.
And to Councilor Casey's point, what I meant by punishing is I just don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't want to just automatically, because this person didn't go through the typical situation. You guys are very smart. You do this all the time. You see the judges. You know what's a good judge. And we're very smart. You read the papers. I've heard wonderful things about you, Councilor. The reality is, I just don't want you to say, all right, she didn't go through the process the way it's typically done. Let's start her off at square one. If you read through everything and through the interviews and everything along those lines, and you don't think she's the right fit, that's your job. That's what you were elected to do. But don't do it based on anything other than if she would be a great judge for this position. If she's going to be a great judge for this position, who cares how she got here? Yes, we want to have the transparency. I understand that. But in the end, I would hate to lose a great jurist over a technicality or a process or something like that. And so that's all I'm asking. And that's what I meant by don't punish her because of the sins of someone else. Let's judge her for her qualifications and whether she would be great at this job. If she's going to be great at this job, then let's make sure it doesn't happen again going forward, but let's also not throw the baby out with the bathwater. So that was what I was trying to express. So
thank you. Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Is there anyone here in opposition? There be no one here in opposition that will close that portion of the hearing. I'd like to introduce the members of the council. On the right, Councilor Joseph Ferreira, Councilor Marilyn Petito Lapani, Councilor Mary Hurley, Jan Casey, and Councilor Terry Kennedy. Councilor Bob Jubinville, I would expect to be in within 10 to 15 minutes. At this point, I'm going to call Councilor Lapani. Any questions?
Thank you, Councilor. I first want to thank you for explaining that there was nothing political about this. I came to the governor's office for the meeting today at this time, so I will go over what you said. I appreciate that, because I don't think any people should give their opinion when it's the facts. People believe what they read. Having said that, again, I thank you for all the time you put. I am one that always asks about the process, so I'm going to ask you to go chronologically through the process of the BMC, the district, the superior, the SJC, and so forth. So if you can your process, if you can, what you apply for dates.
So, I would say sometime in probably late October or early November of last year, I was contacted by 2 members of the SJC nominating commission.
Excuse me,